영어에 영도 모르면 일로 와. 여러분들의 영어 스피킹 점수가 뭘까요? 오늘은 ENBODY의 second category N5W 쪽으로 가시죠. N5W가 왜 중요할까요? 저번에 배웠던 5W category는 사실 여러분들이 많이 연습하면은 다 5점 퍼펙트하게 이렇게 받을 수는 있어요. 하지만 생각하지 않고 자연스럽게 대답하는 거는 많이 어려울 수도 있어요. 이거는 영어 실력과는 상관없이 communication 실력이라서 native English speakers한테도 가끔씩 어려울 수도 있어요. 그거는 왜일까요? 그 언어 떠나서 communication이 부족하니까 그렇습니다. 그러니 우리가 N5W 연습하는 목적은 who, what, where, when, why 아니면 sometimes how 생각하지 않고 몸에 배도록 하는 거예요. 자, 그러면 오늘 이 학생의 N5W 점수는 뭘까요? 제가 이 학생하고 대화할 때는 그 where하고 when 부분을 많이 신경을 썼대요. natural하게 안 나오고 여기 대답할 때 많이 그거에 대해서 집중을 했다고 합니다. 그러면은 natural하게 자연스럽게 안 나온 거잖아요. 그러니 N5W에는 그 두 점을 빼고 3점입니다. 일단 학생아 애썼다. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Well, people who avoid their individual responsibility is my biggest pet peeve. And, that kind of people, they don't really admit themselves. They don't admit their faults. And sometimes it makes me mad. I just found it that I really hate that kind of people when I was in my previous company. Well, and then I don't have any idea about why the managers doesn't fire that kind of people. And they doesn't really help to any works in anything. So I think they just want salary, just without anything, without any works. So that is the pretty much all I have to say about my pet peeve.
Alright, so let us now focus on what this student can do to make this answer even better. You see, on our last video, we focused on how to master the where attribute. But on this video, we're going to focus on how to master the when attribute. Now, I have a very interesting rule when it comes to describing the when part. So here it is. I want you to remember this. Listen carefully. Need more time? Talk time. Whoa, what? Okay, you might be a little bit confused at first, but let me explain here. If you need more time to think about what to say next, then simply talk about time. You know how sometimes you're just having a normal conversation with someone or answering some question, or maybe you're taking the OPIC test. And then for some reason, right at that moment, your mind goes blank. 한국말로는 머리가 하얘진다. 딱 그 상태에 어떻게 해야 되나요? Well, obviously, you need more time to think, but if you just pause there and do nothing and think for a long time, you're gonna look like a fool. And so to make that transition a little more natural and to continue that conversation, I want you to talk about some sort of time so that it gives you more time to keep talking. In this answer, the student talked about his former company when he was trying to describe the when attribute. He said something like, this happened in my former company. So obviously, when he's talking about his former company, he's referencing a certain point in the past. But over here, we could be just a little more detailed. Let me give you an example. It was like, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago? Anyway, this happened in my former company. 여러분 느꼈나요? I tried to be a little more specific by mentioning how many years it was in the past. Now, of course, there are so many different ways to do this, but let me give you just 4 more examples so that you get the hang of this, all right? This was probably like 5 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, this happened at my former company. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Anyway, this happened at my former company. This was maybe like 4 years ago? No, maybe 5. Anyway, this happened at my former company. I don't exactly remember when this was. Maybe like 5 years ago. Anyway, this happened at my former company. 여러분, 좀 더 감이 생기나요? What we are doing here is effectively stalling so that we can quickly organize what we truly want to say right after. Now, I gave you 5 different examples, but notice how every single example ends with anyway. This is my big 추천. Because without the word anyway there, it's gonna be very difficult for you to continue your sentences in a smooth manner. Anyway, next time you want to talk about when, but then all of a sudden your mind is going blank, try this method. Need more time? Talk time. 아무튼 여러분, ENBODY 점수를 높이는 방법을 궁금하시다면 여러분들 반드시 지금 Cake 앱을 다운받아 보세요. Boom! What is your biggest pet peeve? Well, you know, people who avoid individual responsibility is my biggest pet peeve. And, you know, those kinds of people, they don't really admit that they actually neglect responsibility. They simply can't admit it. And sometimes it makes me mad. I really hated those kinds of people when I was in my former company. I also couldn't understand why the managers didn't fire them. I mean, people who neglect responsibility simply can't benefit the company. Anyway, it was obvious that they only worked for their salary, and that's it. And they tried to work as little as possible. So, you know, that is pretty much all I have to say about my pet peeve.